Oof, so glad to get out the back of that vehicle. Getting too old to get in and out of large vehicles. It's quite high, and you can't stand up in there, so I've been working on my knees a lot. So my knees are not in good shape, and my back's not in good shape at the minute. Time now to start working on the leather. If you didn't see the video where I put everything in the back, then I'll leave a link in the description to that video and the first video. You can watch that in any order you want, doesn't matter, up to you. It is a Saturday morning, well, Saturday about lunchtime. I want it to be probably half a day ahead of where I am at the minute, but I think we can catch up. I'm going to work tomorrow, which is a Sunday. I will get the leather out. I'm going to start on the door cards first, so hopefully today I should have the 2 door cards done, fingers crossed. If there's enough time in the end of the day, I will cover the cubby box. I won't do the lid. The lid needs extra padding on it yet. On Monday I can do the cubby box lid. On the Tuesday I should be doing the seats. So hopefully I'll have the seats done by Thursday. I hope. I'd be happy with that. I'll get the leather out now and you'll see what I've got. So we've got 3 different colours here. 2 are for the job that I'm working on, and no, 3 are for the job that I'm working on, and 2 are for a different job. So there's 5 hides here. So this one here is for the job that I'm working on. I'm going to split this hide straight down the middle. I need long panels for the seats and long panels for the door cards. So having a split down the middle and working from that centre line is perfectly fine. So I would work anyway. I would always work from the centre of a hide, get the best quality of leather from the centre of the hide down the spine. And all the better parts, seat faces, door card panels, go from that, and any other parts. Gaiters, it's quite nice to have the softer leather from around the belly for gaiters, so that's where they'll come from. So yeah, work out from the best and leave the rest. So for those of you that want to know how big or how much leather I use on jobs, this is a standard hide. It's nothing special. It's got 45 square foot on it. Now obviously I can't use 45 square foot because a lot of it will be the ends here that I can't use, so I throw a reasonable amount of leather away. Well, I don't throw it away. If they're big enough pieces I will keep them, but if they're small they go in the bin or the trash. That's a cow on the bench, so I've got this much here and the same on the other side, and the spine is running straight down. I'm just going to put a line all the way down, cut that line. I'm going to roll one of the half hides up, and then I will just put one to one side because I need one for now. So that one will go to one side for now. So the other colour is just a black. That black one is massive. See how much is on this? This was a big cow. So this hide doesn't have an individual label on. It's probably 60 square feet on this one, maybe a little bit more. It's very It's a very round cow, a lot wider than they normally are. Yeah, this was a big boy, or big girl. So same again, split this one in half, put half to one side and roll one half up. Then I will start to cut the pieces out for the door cards. They are literally rectangles of leather, that is it. There's nothing special about them, nothing fancy, just literally 3 rectangles. It's either 3 or 4 rectangles, I think it's 3. 3 rectangles of leather. Oh no, they do have a little notch in them. I'll show you that when I get to it. But it's nothing major, but it's very important. So split this one. That's both hides now dealt with. I'm going to get the door cards out, I'm going to measure them. Like I say, they are rectangles. I've probably got the measurements written down somewhere, but by the time I find it, I'll probably have measured them anyway. One Defender door card. This is pretty rare to have a Defender door card with no damage. So all I need to do now is measure these, cut the leather, wipe these down with acetone. No need to sand down this, it's just it's a vinyl covering, so it's got a foam, quite a dense, almost like a neoprene foam with a vinyl top to it. And the glue I'm going to use for this is plasticizer resistant contact adhesive. Now remember I said that they were rectangular panels. They're not, because of this bit here. I've got to add a notch, like an extra bit in the leather to get around here successfully. But that's it, measured. I'll put this on side, cut out the pieces, and then sew them together. I will sew them together at standard seam allowance. My standard seam allowance is 3/8 of an inch. But what I do after that is I trim all that seam allowance off, because 3/8 of an inch seam allowance is not going to fit in these grooves. And I want the seam allowance to fit in the grooves. So I cut back as much as I can to the stitching, and then I can tuck it into there and it will go in okay. It's probably only 1/8 of an inch deep, that, so I need to cut off most of the seam allowance. But other than that, these are pretty straightforward as far as door cards are concerned. They are flat, relatively. It's not a flat board, but obviously there's a lot of flatness to it. There's not many deep recesses and protruding bits and other things like that. The trickiest bit is this bit here, and the corners, but only 2 of them, the top ones. So I'll cut the leather. that is the glue applied to both the door cards and the leather. Now I now need to give that some time. So I'm going to have a lunch. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but yep, it's lunchtime. So I'll have lunch and then it should be enough time, half an hour-ish, and I'll start working on one of the door cards. This glue will be only slightly tacky when I put the door card on, and I will use heat to reactivate the glue. It make the leather a bit more supple. This leather is relatively supple anyway, so we shouldn't have many problems at all. If anything, we'll have problems with it being too supple, but we'll see. So I'll have some lunch and come back to you when I'm ready to apply the leather to the first door card. Right, it's been about 40 minutes since I glued these up, and I'm going to glue this one on. This is the driver's door card. I'm going to start right here with this notches that corresponds to the extra bit of fabric that's here, or extra bit of leather that's on the cover, and I'll work down this crease here and get that bit in first. Now I've laid a little bit of pattern plastic on here. That just stops this from sticking, but I can remove it later. It's not there permanently. It's that way. That needs to go just there. that's the first one on. Obviously it's not finished. I need to bring all the leather around the back and staple that in place. Cut any holes that need cutting, so for the door latch, the handle and the lock, and that's it with that one. There's nothing else to cut. Right, so I'll put this one to one side for now, and I will do the other one. I'm not going to film the other one, it is exactly the same as this one. I'll just get on and do it, and I'll come back to you when I start to do all the stapling, cut all the holes. I don't think I will get onto the cubby box today. I don't know what time it is. It's 4:30, so if I do the other card, that'll be enough for today. It is a Saturday after all. I'm going to go home and have a beer.
Hi guys, it's a Sunday morning. I haven't worked a Sunday in a hell of a long time, maybe 2 years since I worked a Sunday. But I'm in today. I need to get this done before Christmas. The next job is this tailgate door card. Now you can probably see there's a massive indentation in the middle of the door card. Chances are this is being closed on something inside and it's pushed the door card in, and I need to try and get this out. If I can't get this out, I'm not going to cover this. There's no point, it will just look awful. The customer will have to try and source a new one. But I'm going to apply a bit of heat and see if that kind of relaxes it and lets it go back to its original shape. I'm going to do it from the other side and see. What I will do is I will get a little piece of wood that I can put across here where the crease is and clamp that down, and then it has a chance of staying that way. So I've now got this clamped down. I'm just going to apply gentle heat. I'm not going to go mad and get it really hot. I just want to warm the plastic up and see what happens. There is a little bit of a raised bit here, so I'm going to apply heat to this bit. I can just feel it with my fingers that's raised and just try and push it a little bit. I think that might help. Oh, I might have pushed that a little bit too far. And there's a little hump just here. That's much better. Not perfect, there is still a slight indentation in it. I don't think anyone's going to notice that. So the next job is I need to remove this netting, give the card a clean, rub down with sandpaper, just a quick rub down, and wipe with that stuff. And then I can start gluing it. Now, if you remember on the front door cards, I used a plasticizer resistant glue for that. This door card is made of a different material. So the front door cards were fiberglass door cards with a very thin layer of foam, like a neoprene kind of foam, and then a vinyl covering on that. Now it's the vinyl covering that reacts with the standard glue, so you have to use a plasticizer resistant glue for that. But because this is just hard plastic, it may say on the back what plastic it is. Polypropylene, so PP means polypropylene. Polypropylene is fine to glue with standard contact adhesive, but it does need a bit of prep. I have noticed that there's a crack here on the bottom of the card. It's not a bad one, but it needs repairing. Once I've done the repair, I should be able to get round to doing everything else. Now I do have patterns for this door card. Unlike the fronts were just rectangles, just a measure job. This is a pattern job, and I'll just draw around the pattern, cut it out, do any prep to the leather I need to do, apply glue to the leather, apply glue to the door card, let the glue dry, not dry, well, yeah, dry. Let the glue dry for 40 minutes, something like that, maybe even an hour. I'll get on with something else in the meantime. Once the glue's dried, I'm going to start to apply the leather. This is quite a complex door card. You probably see the shape of it. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I will do the repair and then get on with everything else. So that is now repaired. I didn't do a fiberglass repair, I did a plastic weld repair. Because it's polypropylene, if you get some other polypropylene, another piece of it, and you melt it, so you just use a lighter, and you melt it and you let it drip on to here, it will just weld together. The heat of the melted polypropylene will bond to the polypropylene and it will weld them together.
Right, that is the face of it sanded down. Now while I was sanding it down, I did notice another little bit of damage. Just inside here. So I'm gonna do another little bit of a repair on that. It's tiny, but it will make a difference. Now that the door card is prepped, I'm going to get the pans out, cut the leather out, do anything that I need to do to the leather. I'm going to glue it up, glue the door card up, wait for a bit, and then I'll be ready for gluing it on the leather. Since I put this glue on the door card and the leather. That long that I've managed to cover the cubby box off camera. So there we go, cubby box covered in leather. The leather has to go on here in exactly the correct position. So what we'll have to do is put patterning plastic over quite a lot of it. Bring the leather over, place it on top. The patterning plastic will stop the leather from sticking. This glue, it's been over an hour since I put this glue on, but it's still going to be a little bit tacky. But having the patterning plastic there will just allow me to move the leather around and get it into the correct positions. I think that's about right. Right, we are in the right position. Now, I need to steam this, and I'm going to start from right down this ridge here. It's not stuck down at the minute. I can still lift it a little bit, but I want to just get that in first and then work away from that point. That's the main piece of leather now on the door card. Still quite a lot of work to do yet. There are 8 pieces I've got to now attach to here, which have all got a hem on them and top stitched, and they act like a false seam. So all the parts you can see that don't have a piece of leather on will have one of these pieces on. So I'll now get on and cut all those pieces. I will keep offering them up, because every time you do something like this, because you're using leather is a natural product. The stretch is uneven, the hide's uneven. So I've got to now make sure every piece fits to where it's supposed to fit. I'll do trimming any excess leather off the main body, and then I'll have to re-glue. Well, I'll use a brush because it's only the edges, and then I'll stick these pieces in place.